All right, so we ran out of time in the class for the pulley system lecture that lets you finish that worksheet, so I thought I would run by it. And what I've done is I prepared some drawings. We have a 100 Newton object and it's down in a pit and we need to pull it out. And so as you can imagine, we might use a pulley. Now, what a pulley is it's a round wheel that has a groove on the outside edge of the wheel that a rope can fit into so it doesn't fall off. And the pulley only redirects the rope, but I'll show you how that redirection can turn into mechanical advantage. So in the easiest way to do this thing, we would, let me use green for the rope. We would simply tie a rope to this object and you would stand over and you would pull up and you would have to pull up with the entire weight of the object, so your pull would be 100 newtons. Now, this is a little awkward, you lifting 100,000 newtons, deadlifting it straight up. Maybe you straddle the pit and do that. But one thing that we can do with a pulley to make this easier is we could put a pulley on the ceiling. So here's a little attachment and the pulley goes right here. And then we'll run the rope over the pulley. So the rope goes up over the pulley and you get to pull downwards. I'm showing a little bit of an angle, but you would want to pull straight down. How hard do you have to pull? Well, unfortunately, you still have to pull with 100 newtons. There's 100 newtons of tension up in this rope, and you have to pull down with 100 newtons. The pulley has just redirected your pull. The advantage of that, of course, is you can now hold on to the rope and use your body weight to help generate that 100 newtons, whereas this is a deadlift all muscle. So pulleys are already useful, but there is a way to make the pulley help you out, and that is to put the pulley on top of the object that's down in the hole. And now if the pulley is on top of the object, we attach the rope to the ceiling and we bring it over the pulley and bring it up to you. The question is now, how hard do you have to pull? And if you think about it, as this thing comes up off the floor of the pit, the weight of the pulley, or weight of the object, is being supported by two ropes. It's being supported by this rope here, and this rope here. So each of those two ropes have half of the weight in them, and so you'll only be pulling with 50 newtons of force. So you have a mechanical advantage of 2, a 2-to-1 advantage. The mechanical advantage in a pulley system is as many ropes as support the weight. So there's 2 ropes supporting the weight. That'd be a mechanical advantage of 2. Now you know you don't get something for nothing. So what do you have to do in return for this discount in the amount of force you have to exert? Well, you're going to have to pull twice as far. Imagine that you pulled 1 meter of rope up this way. That means that this rope here moves up by 1 meter, but this rope here, goes through the pulley a little bit, and the pulley, the whole thing only goes up half a meter. So you'll pull 1 meter of rope, 50 newtons, times 1 meter of rope, this is you, and that's going to be 50 joules of work. What happens? Well, the weight is going to have 100 newtons of force, weight, but it's only going to go up half a meter, and that is also 50 joules. So this is a simple machine with conservation of energy or conservation of work, but you get a discount on the force in return for pulling twice the distance. And of course, if you really wanted to do this well, you would put a pulley on top of the weight and a pulley on the ceiling. And you would, let's see, what would you do? You would probably anchor the rope here, have it go around here, and then you pull this way. Now, this pulley at the top doesn't do anything. It's still only 2 ropes that are supporting the weight. Oh, I've changed color on the rope. So 2 ropes that are supporting the weight, so it's still a 2-to-1 advantage, so you still pull with 50 newtons. Now, seeing as I've done some sailing in my life, I have seen many pulley systems, and one time I saw a pulley system that worked pretty well, and it had at the top, it had a metal strip, and that metal strip had 2 pulleys in it, and then on the weight, there was a metal strip that had 2 pulleys on it, here and here. And so what happened is the rope was attached here, went around this one, then around this one, then around this one, then around this one, and allowed you to pull down that way. Now, let me ask you, what is the mechanical advantage of that pulley system? Well, The only ropes supporting the weight are this one, this one, this one, and this one. So this is a mechanical advantage of 4. This one doesn't support the weight. It's the one that you pull on. So if you pull here, if you pull 1 meter of stuff, 1 meter of rope out, then these are each going to shorten by 0.25 meters. So this weight is only going to go up 0.25 meters. You'll be pulling a lot of rope, but you do get a mechanical advantage. That means you have to exert a quarter of the force that would have been necessary. Okay, so that's the pulley system lecture, and I'll get this uploaded just as soon as I can.